afternoon everybody, and welcome to Crafty Clegg's Creations. My name is Jeanette and today is Monday the 20th of March 2023. I'm coming to you from the northwest of England, where I live with my husband Timothy and our little dog Zach. Intros all out the way. Where you can find me on most of the social media platforms. I am on here, YouTube. I have an Instagram account, I have a small Facebook account, and I have an Etsy shop and a little, well, it's not little, same as everybody else's, I guess, excuse me, a Ko-fi account, where if you fancy having a coffee with me, you can treat me to a coffee. And that's it really. That's introductions out of the way. It's been a couple of weeks since the last podcast, and I ummed and ahed about podcasting today, to be fair, because I haven't been majorly active with my crafting. I have done some, but probably not as much as I'd like to do. But I thought, you know what, I'll come on, I'll have a little chat to you, and tell you what I've been up to, tell you what plans I've got for the future, or for the next few weeks, I should say. And yeah, just to generally say hello. So let's start. Let's see. The first thing we did, I've got notes here. Right, so the first thing I did since I've last seen you is Susan had a birthday. Susan is one of my close friends, and Denise. So Susan had a birthday, so me, Susan and Denise, we went to Black Sheep Yarns, took Susan there, we bought her a gift voucher for there between us, Denise and I, and we had coffee and cake, had a nice walk round, and Sue treated herself, and then we came back here and had coffee and a chit chat, which was really nice, so we did that. I also made Sue a little pouch, and I will put a picture up on the screen for you to see. It's only a very, very tiny little pouch, and I will put the name of the designer down below in the description box. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Nordic Crafter. I'm not sure. I will put the link to her website down below where you can find the pattern. As cute as anything, and you can change it up if you want. I did a little bit of embroidering on the pouch, but think that in the pattern there is English paper piecing that's on the front, but like she said, I did speak to the designer and she said it's more like a canvas and you can just make your own, do your own thing and design it how you wanted it. So yeah, I thought I'd do some lavender for Denise, so not Denise, for Susan. Yeah, so Sue really liked it, so that was good. And then I was supposed to be going to Black Sheep again. I had a week of going to Black Sheep, but it won't become as any surprise, will it? I was supposed to be going to Black Sheep with lovely Lindsay from Stitch Create Love and Karen from Stitches and Checks, but I got up the day we were supposed to be going and had the most horrendous headache. I couldn't have gone out. It was just one of those headaches where, you feel sick, and well, I could lift my head off the pillow because I did. I got up and I texted them and said, look, I'm not coming, I feel like poop. Took some painkillers, and then I actually didn't go back to bed. I had to sleep on the sofa because I didn't want to go back to bed and disturb Tim because it was quite early. So I ended up not going there, which was a bit of a disappointment. And then the following week, I told you all last time that I was meeting one of my Instagram friends. Anyway, I went and met the lovely Alison. She does have an Instagram account, but I'm not really, I don't want to link her because I know that she's a very private person, and I'm sure that you'll all know who she is when you see her. So, you could go over to her Instagram account, and if, she's... we'll leave it all for you to decide whether you want to follow her or not. So I met the lovely Alison from Gogglebox. I started becoming friendly with Alison through Instagram. She bought a couple of bags off me, and we just used to chit chat and that, and we decided that it was about time we met each other. So that was a really, really nice day. It was so nice to finally meet her. She's a lovely lady, and we had a really nice day. In fact, I would normally wait for incoming to show you this, but I'm going to show you because she brought me a gift and I loved it. And I've not got it anywhere yet because I wanted to show you. She said, I brought you a Gogglebox mandala. And if you watch Alison on Gogglebox, you'll see that she's got these on her tin chest. Some, I don't think it's this particular style. I don't know, it might be. But yeah, she said, I've made you a Gogglebox mandala, which I loved. So I'm going to put that on my table now. Because I had some lovely flowers bought yesterday from my son and daughter-in-law for Mother's Day, so I'm going to put my flowers on that. She got me a lovely little card, and also look at this. Oh, in fact, I should have done this before. Wait there and I'll take the wrapping back. I've took the wrapping off now, and she gave me this beautiful, isn't that lovely, this beautiful notebook. And she said when she saw these, she thought of the Manchester bees. So yeah, she got that for me too. I love it, and it's the front of it feels almost like velvet. It's really soft, absolutely beautiful and really nice. Look at the paper, really nice. Lola Designs. I'll have to keep my eye on that. I know a little girl who'll be after that. So yeah, Alison very kindly gifted me those things, so that was really nice. So that was who I was going to meet when I said, I wonder if any of you can guess who I was going to meet. So it was lovely to finally meet her. What else? It is Denise's birthday tomorrow, the other one of our three. Yeah, Denise and Sue have their birthdays in the same month. So it's Denise's birthday tomorrow. And did we do anything else? Oh, so yesterday was Mother's Day here in the UK. I was very spoilt. I got a beautiful bunch of flowers in the post from, I didn't see any of my children yesterday, all for reasons. So my son and daughter-in-law sent me beautiful flowers and a card. They didn't come because my son was at a stag do. My daughter sent me a card and a gift voucher for Amazon, which I asked for because I'm saving up for a specific thing and it's quite expensive. So I'm saving up all me Amazon vouchers to put towards what I want. And my other son, he sent me a card. He didn't come yesterday because he was working all day. He sent me a card and also gifted me some cash to buy yarn or whatever I fancied buying. So I had a really nice day yesterday, very spoiled, spoke to all my children. And then Tim said to me, what would you like for dinner? Would you like to go out? And I wasn't particularly bothered about going out. And so he said, would you like to have a takeaway? Now, Tim and I don't do takeaways. We're not, every now and then we'll have an Indian takeaway, but we're big into making our own dinner and, our own meals out of fresh fruit and veg and things like that. Anyway, he said, do you want a takeaway? So we had KFC. Oh, it was absolutely delicious. You can see why you just shouldn't eat so much of that stuff because it's just full of all the things that you shouldn't put in your body really, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, you think chicken, but it's everything else that goes with it. So that was really nice. And I think that's all I've got to tell you. I've been really busy with my shop this past week. I did, probably it's quite cruel to tell you now, isn't it? Because it's over, but I will show you. I did a little Easter treat box. Well, I didn't do a box, I did a pack. I didn't want to put it in a box because I was trying to keep the cost as low as I possibly could. And Tim dyed some self-striping yarn. I made some Easter bags. I will put pictures of the bags and what there was. There was a bag, a stitch marker and a 100-gram ball of wool, and we named the wool How Do You Eat Yours, and you'll see why. So this is a sample. This is just a sample that I knitted up of the wool, and well, you can see what the colours are, can't you? A certain chocolate egg. So I've been really busy this past week. Oh, it's so time consuming to hand dye striped yarn, self-striping yarn, but it's worth it. It really is. I mean, this is what I've got left of my sample So I think what I'll do is I'll put that. I have like a little box that I have if I do sort of advents at the end of the year, if anybody wants a 5 and 10 gram advent swap. So I think I'll put that into there. So yeah, I've been busy in the shop all week. So I think that's why I've not done very much crafting. But what I have done, I'm going to show you. Right, first of all, let me tell you about the rabbit hole I went down. Excuse me. And this is all Susan's fault. Sue and I were texting one night. What you know, like you do, you text what you're up to, what you're making, blah de blah. She said, "Oh, I'm looking forward to making the new crochet along blanket tomorrow." Now, I don't know if any of you know this, but Serdar have brought out a new crochet along to I want to say commiserate, that's not the right word, is it? To celebrate King Charles's coronation. And it is done in Serdar bonus DK. Now, I'm not going to scoot around it. I'm going to tell you as it is. I have never liked this yarn. I love Stylecraft DK. I don't know what is the difference because Stylecraft DK is nice and soft. Serdar DK, the bonus, it's just the same, but it's got, I don't know, it's a bit squeaky. That's how I like to describe it. It squeaks when you crochet with it, and I'm not keen. Excuse me. Anyway, so Susan said she was waiting, she couldn't wait, and I said to her, "Oh, I don't know whether I should do it or not." Anyway, she said, "Oh, join in. I'm doing it. Denise is doing it. There's a Facebook group on Facebook, getting involved. There's tutorials on YouTube to help you, and it's designed by a lady called Anita, and she's called Designed by Anita. I will leave the link down below for you." And I said to her, "But I can't get a kit. I've looked everywhere." So we was chatting, and then I got off the phone, and then I was on the website to Black Sheep, to Wool Warehouse, to all my local shops. And I said to Susan, "Have you got any kits left in your shop?" "No," she says, "they've all gone." But then she rang me back, or she texted me, and she said, "I can get a kit together for you with what's on the shelf, but you won't have." There's like a cloth, like a woven cloth. I don't know what you call label that you stick on, and it's like a keepsake. Anyway, she said, "You won't have one of those." Anyway, because I bought all the yarn, I think they'll be able to get me one. I'm going about this all around the houses, aren't I? Anyway, so I decided to join in with the Serdar Crochet Along the Coronation Keepsake Blanket. Now, I haven't got the pattern because it's on my iPad, so I will put a picture somewhere. I'll either do it on the full screen or half and half, I'm not sure. I'll put a picture up. Isn't it wonderful? I am really, really enjoying it. So, let me show you first. I've got it in my bag, my massive big bag that was made by my friend Jackie, who lives in America. She sent it over to me. And this is all the colours that's in. Can you see that? I suppose it's quite bright in here today, so it might be blowing it out a bit. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colours altogether. And week 2, we've just finished week 2. Week 3 is out again on Wednesday, and here it is. This is as far as I've got. Isn't it gorgeous? So, let me tell you. So, the first week was quite an easy week, as in it was just a plain granny square. This is my corgi. I love this. I did have some of these in the shop. I think there might be one more little corgi in the shop. So you have a right side and a wrong side, so obviously you have to mark it. So the first week we did the square, and I'm not giving anything away because it is a free pattern. Anybody can join in. So I will leave the link to the Serdar website where you can find it. I'll leave that down below for you. So the first week was the granny square, and you didn't have to do these in the first week. It's sort of preparing you for the weeks that's to follow where you need these. So the first week was the big granny square, and then it was 4 of smaller granny squares that was just 6 rounds. So I did 4 of those, and that's done in the cream. But this is the biggest bear. You need 96 of these in all different colours. 96 miniature granny squares. And I think you need them for week, could be 4. So I couldn't need, I'll probably need them for next week. I need to get my finger out. I've got here what I've done, and I've done about, I think there's 30 in here. All the cream and most all of the red. So yeah, I'm going to have to get my finger out. So that was week 1. And then week 2 is the blue waves. Now, if you watch Anita, there is a story behind the blanket. All this blue and white and the waves here, they represent the time, Charles's time in the Navy. In the middle of here, where the corgi is, I think there's a big English rose going in there, but I don't know when that is. Obviously, we'll find out. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it. Really enjoyed it. You have to be a bit mindful of it because you do a lot of turning. So it's right side up, wrong side up. So yeah, you have to be very, very mindful of it because there's a lot of turning goes on when you're doing the blanket. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to do it. Like, I haven't got enough on the go already. But you know what us crafters are like. All I needed was Sue to say to me, oh, I'm really looking forward to it. And Denise is doing it. And are you not doing it? And I thought, oh. And then, of course, when I couldn't get hold of the kit, I wanted to do it even more. So that's how far I've got with my coronation keepsake blanket. And then, of course, I needed a colour palette. So I got Tim to laser engrave me, can you see, one of these colour palettes. Now, if anybody is interested, I know it's going to be a short-term thing, but Tim said he will make them. I've made quite a few of these and sent them off to people who wanted them. There are some in my shop if anybody's interested. I can't remember how much they are. I think they're about £6 he worked them out at. So yeah, there's the colour palette for the coronation keepsake, and I wanted one of these because I just think it's nice to keep it, isn't it? For, I don't know, I just think it's nice. It's a nice keepsake to go along with the blanket, if you like. So yeah, I've been doing that, and then of course Denise bought us all a pattern. Are you ready for this? Which I've had to make. This is King Charles gnome. King Charles Conch. Is that how you... Oh, I'm not going to say that. I don't know how you pronounce it. So anyway, I think this is absolutely fabulous. So of course, I've got to make King Charles the gnome, for my coronation blanket. But I haven't got very far. This is how far I've got. So that's the back. You can see the steps in the crochet. So that is his body. So this is going to be his body. In the bottom, I put a small piece of cardboard with a few pebbles, and then I've stuffed it. It needs stuffing more, but I like to, keep stuffing it as I'm going. So yeah, that's his body, and he needs his head, his ears, his nose, and then his crown. I did that in a couple of hours, so it's not going to take me long. That'll easily be finished, perhaps in a couple of days. So yes, I am doing King Charles, and it'll come as no surprise. I say this every time. It's been done in Sheepy's Katona and on a 2.25 crochet hook. And these are all, let me show you all the colours. Really nice, actually. And these are all the colours. This is his sash. This is what I'm going to use for his crown. If you look there, that gold is what I'm going to use for the crown. You do need, let me just put that down there and back in there. You do need, I don't know if you can see, but you do need on here some little gold beads and on his sash, which I happen to have somewhere. I do think I've got some gold beads. I will leave the link for this in the description box below. So I'm in the middle of making that as well. Am I in the middle of making anything else? Oh, yes. See, I forgot. I've got more than I thought. I've got one finished object, but it's better than nothing, isn't it? So, last time I podcast, I said to you I'm going to start making things out of my books. What was the first thing I'd made out of my books? Had I made anything out of my books, or was this the first thing? I can't remember now. Anyway, first thing that I was going to make out of my book that I did my amigurumi book tag in was my caravan. This book is called Let's Go Camping by Kate Brunting. She's an Australian lady. And I'm sure I've told you the story, but I've tried to make this a couple of times before. And it's not the crocheting of the caravan that's difficult. It's the construction of the cardboard. Well, I drafted Tim in to help me. So this is how far I've got. Make sure I don't knock the camera. And here is my caravan. And I'm really, really pleased with it. Still got a lot of decorating to do. So this is the front. This is the side. And then the back. The base. And then it's got like a little closure there. I'm going to change this button. I put that one on there because I didn't have a white button, just a pure white button. I've got plenty of white buttons, but they've either got colour in them or... yeah, nothing went. So I just put that one on to keep it closed, but I am going to change the button. And this is the inside of the caravan. This is a Liberty fabric. And it's got all sort of, it's lots of crocheting. Let me tell you, there were a lot of crocheting. But I really did enjoy it. And like I say, I got Tim to construct the cardboard for me, which was good because I'd have never done that. I couldn't, well, they say I never could have done it. Of course I could. But it's not what I enjoy doing. Whereas Tim don't mind cutting out, taping and measuring, and he had to measure all the pieces of the crochet, and then he had to bend the cardboard, and he did a really good job. As you can see, it's a nice job that is done. I can't tell you what you do because it's paid for. So anyway, yeah. So the caravan is complete. So then the next step was the bunk beds, which I have made 2 bunk beds. This one, 2 of the same. So next I'm on to the beds. So these beds go in here like this. One there and then one further up. And then this is the sofa for this side. Can you see it? I'm not holding it up. It's hard to show. I'll put pictures in. If I can take pictures, better pictures, I will put pictures in, but I don't think I'll be able to. Let me put this down. But let me just tell you before I do. So what I was thinking of doing, it needs a button on for the door. And what I was thinking of doing is making some tiny, tiny miniature curtains for here and here. And then I think I'm going to crochet some bunting for here like this. So yeah, watch this space. So the actual hard part of the caravan, I think, is done now. I just need to stuff these and then attach them as it says in the book. And then it's on to the, I think, bear with me. I think after the beds, you're on to, I think it's the stove. Is it the stove? Oh no, after the bed, you do the cushions and the pillows and the blankets. And then you do the kitchen sink and cupboards. So, this is how I put the beds in, and this is the sofa. And then when I've constructed all them and made the cushions and the blankets, then I do the cupboard, the cooker and the cupboard. And let me just tell you as well, I haven't got them here, they're downstairs, but my lovely friend Lindsay from So Sweet Samuel, her and Samuel sent me some of these. Oh, they're not there. Oh yeah, they are, you can see them. Some of these little tiny creatures out of Samuel's Lego kit. Isn't that wonderful? Sam, thank you very much for sending me Lego people. I've got Lego people, I've got a dog, I've got trees, I've got all sorts ready. And I think I'm going to, once I've done the caravan and made a couple of trees and a couple of mountains, and I'm going to make some tents, I think I'm going to construct it here at the on this. Can you see it? Can you see it? This cupboard. And then I'll probably one day turn you around and podcast from that way so you can see it. So yeah, that's how far I've got with that. I completely forgot all about that. So yeah, I've got quite a bit to keep me busy. But you always want to start more, don't you? Oh, of course you do. But I'm trying to be very, very good, because I've still got a pile of stuff in the corner that needs finishing. I've got a blanket down there that's been there 2 years, that's a Christmas blanket. I've started my next Christmas blanket. If you remember, I'm doing the corner to corner blanket that I showed to you all in my Vlogmas of last year that my daughter-in-law made. I've done one square, that's it. I've done the Father Christmas square. Well, we're in March already. I should have at least 2 or 3 done now. I want to make more fairies. I just haven't got time to do it all. I just have not got time to do it all. But I'm not stressing. Stress-free in 23. I'm just plodding along and enjoying myself and doing what I love. That's what I'm doing. But anyway, I digress. I've got one thing to show you that I've finished. So one finished item. Then I've got one incoming, and then a little tiny thing that I'm going to show you that's gone in the shop. But that is all. It's just a really quick and simple podcast today. Nothing special. Have I got anything else to tell you? I'm just looking at my notes. I hope all those mums out there had a wonderful Mother's Day. I missed my mum. I've not had a mum for a long time now. So yeah, I did think about her a lot yesterday. But anyway, I digress. Let me show you. So my finished object, and again, can't remember what it's called. I'll put it on the screen. I finished this a couple of, well, maybe a week ago now, so is this little, isn't this? I think it's called the Spring Lamb. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's called the Spring Lamb. It was a crochet along by Mikado Cuties, Kate at Mikado Cuties. If you can see over here, I did the Snowdrop Girl. It's the same lady that did this crochet along, and it was really, really good fun. So, and again, I mean, it's only tiny, but there's quite a lot of knitting, crocheting, excuse me, in it. You made the body. You can actually buy this pattern, so I better not tell you. Yeah. So she's got a beautiful lamb ears. Look at all her curls on the back of her hair. And then all this bobble stitch. And then she's got lovely quiffs at the front here. Bit of glitter around her frilly dress. And then a nice little cowl round her neck. Isn't that adorable? I really enjoyed making that, and it took me maybe a week to do because I got, digressed doing other things. That's all I'm going to say. I've been doing quite a bit of paper crafting as well, which I really need to get my finger out and do some videos for that. If you could see this pile of paper here at the side of me, oh gosh, maybe I'll show you one day. Anyway, this is done in Sheepy's Katona and a 2.25mm hook. I never use anything else. Very, very rarely do I use anything else. And yeah, Again, I'll leave a link for the pattern. If you want to make it, you can purchase the pattern. I will leave a link to Kate's shop in the description bar below. Right, this next thing. I had an incoming this weekend, and it wasn't something I'd purchased. It was a gift. I was blown away by this gift, let me tell you. So it come all the way from America, from now, if I'm not mistaken, Elise lives in North Carolina. And I don't know if you knew around here, I don't know, but Tim and I used to live in America, and we used to live in South Carolina. So she wasn't that far away, Elise, from where I used to live. Maybe a couple of hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours drive, not really sure the distance. I'm not very good with the distances over in the States. Anyway, I don't know how long ago it was now, maybe 6 weeks. Elise asked me, would I do a test knit for her? And this is kittens and kitten and her mittens. And so I did this test knit for Elise. Isn't she adorable? I love Elise's patterns. They're so nice. They're very different, as in there's crocheting and there's knitting and they're amigurumi, and so goddamn cute. Isn't that fabulous? So I test knit this for Elise. So she sent me a gift. I was blown away by it. And I received it on Saturday. Was it Friday or Saturday? Anyway, I received it just before Mother's Day. And I've already wound the wool because I couldn't wait. So in my bag, I had a bag, a yarn ball, a ball of yarn and some stitch markers. And it's a kiwi yarn. Look at that bag. Oh, isn't it adorable? And look how bright it is. That is so me. I love colour. She says wearing a black sweatshirt. But it's a bit chilly in here today. And I have at the moment just got black sweatshirt, black leggings and my little neckerchief from sea salt because it's freezing. But anyway, yeah, you don't need to know that. But I do love colour. I genuinely love colour. So this is the project bag she bought me. Isn't it gorgeous? If you're watching, thank you very much, Elise. And I got some stitch markers. And I also got a ball of yarn. Now, this is called Beachy, and it is a DK 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And it's from, let me see if I can take that price. It's going to rip it. It's from Good Noodle Yarns. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. I love this. I'm going to keep that. Where is it? I'm going to keep that for my paper crafting. And here is the yarn. Oh, how adorable is that? That just reminds me of warm, sunny, fabulous summer days. And it's so soft and squishy. So I thought, what could I make with this? Got to make something, got to get it cast on. And so I was looking on, I've been looking a while for something for around my neck, because I find that if I have something around my neck that's only small like this and stays out the way, I can manage to keep it on and it doesn't frustrate me. I don't do very well with things around my neck normally. This is all right because it's not got lots of wool in it, but I don't normally do things around my neck very well. And so I decided I was going to have this pattern, and it's by Petite Knits, and it's the Sophie scarf. How lovely will that be in that? So that's what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to use this for. I've never made one of these before, and it looks like it's an I-cord edge, which is quite nice, because I don't know whether it's just me or other people find this, but when I'm just doing a knit stitch, so it's all garter stitch, sometimes my edges can be really, really untidy, and it really puts me off doing it. But yeah, I'm going to try this. And the good thing about it is, excuse me, you only need 25 grams. And there's 100 grams here. So I might be able to get one for Katie. Might be able to do a couple. It's done on, oh, I'm not telling you it's a paid for pattern. I'm always doing it, aren't I? So I've got my bag here ready. So it's going in my bag. My pattern's going in here. I won't be able to wait to cast this on. In fact, I'll probably do this later. I'm going to use one of my stitch markers. I've got my correct needles, 3.5mm. And then she sent me a lovely little letter. Look at this paper. I don't want you to read it, but look at them curves. I love that. So what I might do is I'm going to keep this and cover it and use that in paper crafting. Right, so that's off my lovely friend in America, Elise, for doing a test knit. Isn't it lovely? So that's about it. So the other thing that I just quickly want to show you is what we've put in the shop, which again is not much, but I'm going to show you anyway. We have got, like I say, these, if anybody is doing the blanket and wants to have a keepsake for the coronation for your yarn palette, we have got a few of these left in the shop. And then we, these always sell out really quick, and we ordered some and they've taken quite a long time to come, but eventually arrived. And they are the needle keepers that Tim, we've had them in the shop before. And these are the hardwood needle keepers. And he's engraved, well, he's laser etched, not engraved. Really nice patterns on them. There's nothing in them, they're just a plain needle keeper, and they've got a brass screw top like that to keep all your needles safe. So we've got this one, which has got all flowers on. What's on the... Yeah, and there's flowers on the top of that one. And then there's this one that's got like a tulip style all the way round with tulips on the top. And then this one's got, it looks like, well, just looks like flowers and dandelions. Oh, aren't they lovely? He did me one, I've got one, but mine has got Crafty Cleggs written on it. He didn't do mine fancy flowers like that, he just did mine Crafty Cleggs. Anyway, so that is it. Now, I don't know when I'll be back, because in a couple of weeks I am going to a yarn show with Susan and Denise to meet up with another podcaster. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but no doubt I'll take my camera with me and you can say hello to her. Easter, we're going to Katie's for the long weekend. So I might be back before Easter, or I might not. It's one of them with me. Watch this space. When you see me turn up, I've arrived. But yeah, I will try and do another podcast before Easter, because Easter's like 3 weeks away, isn't it? So yeah, I probably will. And yeah, tomorrow Tim and I are going to Manchester. We're going to have a walk around Manchester and get lunch out. I've got some sewing I want to do. I'm doing an Easter swap with this said person, well, persons, but I don't know as if the other lady that I'm meeting, I don't think she's a podcaster. No, she's not. So yeah, I've got quite a bit to look forward to. Quite busy. The weather's getting a little bit better. It's still chilly, but it's definitely, we're definitely getting on the right side, aren't we? We had loads of snow since last time I saw you, which come and went within 2 or 3 days. I shall put some pictures up at the end. And I've got, oh, it's so funny. Well, I thought it were funny, you might not. And I'm going to put it at the end, so if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. But I I was in the kitchen a couple of weeks ago, and I came in and found Tim trying to podcast. Oh, it was hilarious. So I have got a little bit of a snippet of him trying to podcast, which I will put in for you right at the end now. Right, so without further ado, I won't keep you any longer. I hope you all have a very nice week, lots of crafting, and stay fit and well and healthy, and I shall see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye now. Bye.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Crafty Clegg's podcast. You might have noticed a slight difference in my appearance today, but that's because it's not me. It's my husband, Tim. She didn't think I'd have a go at this, but here I am now. So what are my whips? First of all, my work in progress. At the moment, I'm working on some, I don't know what you call them, like, are they yarn menus or something, or I don't know, but they're like a wooden tablet, decorated slightly, and on it you attach all the colours of a project. This particular project is the coronation coronation keepsake blanket that Stylecraft have brought out, and everyone seems to be.
It's Sirdar.
Sorry, Stylecraft. Sorry, Sirdar, for mentioning you in the same breath as Stylecraft, but you know you do make these mistakes. I haven't got any notes, you see.